Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I am Aisha Francis, and I have the pleasure and privilege of being the president and CEO of this wonderful college. There's been a lot of things on my mind. One is joy. The other quote that's been ruminating with me for a couple of months is this Nelson Mandela quote, which is, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And here we are, it's done. It's done. This building is evidence of so many wonderful constellation of supporters, public, private, and philanthropic, and I'm going to take some time to thank folks today. We could not be more thrilled to be in Nubian Square, to be in Roxbury. This was actually my first neighborhood in Boston when I moved here 20 years ago from Nashville, which I know you still hear in my voice all these couple of decades later. But this is a $75 million construction project that was architected by Studio G, which is a woman-owned firm that we've been working with for 7 years. It's a purpose-built campus that was first powered by patience and input from our employees, from faculty and staff, and also by all of you and many who aren't here. So it's very much been a community project. And we're really proud to have evidence that Roxbury, that Boston isn't just on the rise. There's not only possibility, there's reality, right? This is an important step in our future as a city and as a region, and I'm really, really thankful to be here. We're making this mark in broadening access for our mission, which is to deliver transformative tech and trade education that leads to economic advancement. And this is really a family affair. There's so many people who've come up to me over the past really 6 months in particular, and I think they're so proud to share that, you know, their father, their cousin, a relative, a neighbor, the person who repairs their HVAC system graduated from this college. And I think, you know, we wanted to build something that all of the thousands of alum and those associated with them would be proud of, and I believe we've done that. I talked about the really constellation of people who came together to make this happen, and folks have wondered, you know, why? How did you do this? And I think what I've been sharing and been consistent about is that we really had this within us. It was a matter of messaging and sharing our outcomes. We have outcomes that are undeniable and that every stakeholder is excited about. 80 to 85% job placement rates, people who are earning nearly $60,000 when they graduate. Our graduation rates, our 3-year, that's on-time graduation rates from certificate and associate degree programs, best any 2-year college in the state and many around the nation. And 95% of our employers say they would come back and do this again. They hire from us again, and they want more, even in this market. So all of those things are a testament as to why. And so I want to take some time to just reintroduce what it is that we do and what majors we offer, because we have changed over the past 5 years as our marketplace changes, and that is what we do here, that we're nimble and we're able to offer to the almost 1,200 students that we serve exactly what the market needs, right? So we have automotive, that includes combustion, hybrid, and electrical. We run the gamut here. Biotech, cybersecurity, construction management, engineering technology, HVAC and refrigeration, practical electricity, opticianry, that's eye care. Those are the people who make your glasses, y'all. And our newest program is business entrepreneurship. So that's what we've got. And we are niche and special focused on purpose, and we want more and more folks to know what we have, our legacy programs and our newest programs. And in fact, what you're going to hear from today, because I could speak about this college all day, but reading Rainbow Style, you don't have to take my word for it. I really want you all to hear from students. And so we have 2 students of one of our newer programs, our cybersecurity associate degree program, who are going to speak and tell their story and their experience about why Franklin Cummings Tech has been their #1 choice as a place to continue their technical education. And then I'll come back up after that. So I would like to introduce Soraya Cabe and Julius Rogers, and they'll be the next voices speaking.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Soraya. I am a second-year cybersecurity student here at the school. It's truly an honor to be here with you. I'll start with why cybersecurity. I've always been curious to know what happens behind the scenes when we use our phones, our computers, how they work, and how they're actually being secured. But what really mattered to me is realizing how much of our lives exist online, our data, our money, our identities, and even photos of our kids. Like, throwing out a packet without forgetting of address can make people so vulnerable. For me, cybersecurity felt like a way to protect real humans, not just computer systems. That's what pulled me in, and that's what kept me going. Franklin Cummings Tech has always been supportive of my dreams and where I want to go. When I came to America 3 years ago from Haiti, I honestly didn't know how things were going to turn out for me. I left my home country to find a better life, and attending Franklin Cummings Tech has impacted my life in ways I never could have imagined. Within just 2 years with the college, I've gained valuable skills and guidance from teachers that actually care about me. I want to give a quick shout out to one of my teachers, Professor Goodwin, who has stayed on Teams calls past midnight with me, helping me deploy my home lab, and also working with assignments where I needed help with. At Franklin Cummings Tech, people truly care about seeing me as a student succeed, and that's exactly what I was looking for in a school. With the support of the college, I landed my first internship with one of the major insurance companies, Liberty Mutual, where I also got my returning offer from. I've also been serving here at the school as a TA. Not only have I grown professionally, but personally as well, through experiences like traveling to the school with the school to Washington, D.C. recently, where I had the chance to present my findings during my work with Liberty Mutual. I was also honored to receive an award for student excellence by the National Science Foundation. So standing here today in front of you, witnessing this new chapter for Franklin Cummings Tech, it's incredibly meaningful for me. Even after just a couple weeks here in this new building, you can actually feel the intention behind it. When I first walked into this new building, I said, whoa, this really looks like the school in the movies. This campus raises the bar, honestly. With that being said, I have way more stories I could share with you today on how the school has impacted my future, but time is pretty short on us. So as we celebrate this new building, I want to thank God first and foremost. Thank you to you, donors. Thank you to you, leaders. And you may never sit in this classroom with us, but your impact on our future will be felt every single day. Thank you to my parents who are here with me today. And thank you to everyone who in any way helped make this vision possible. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you to everyone who believes students like me were worth investing in. Thank you.
All right. Hi, how are you guys doing today? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Julius Rogers. Julius Rogers. I am a first-year, second semester cybersecurity student here at Franklin Cummings Tech. Sorry, I should have been. When I was younger, my mother came home with a computer. As soon as we plugged it in and the Windows 2000 logo flashed on the screen, my life and mine have been changed forever. I knew then that I wanted to understand everything about how this machine worked. I wanted to understand the hardware, the software, internet, and all. So I became an enthusiast and began to learn. Before I knew it, I was designated the IT guy at home. By 13, I had already learned how to handle basic configurations and do threat protection. This is when I realized that my calling was in cybersecurity in the field. I was unaware of Franklin Cummings Tech until a year ago when a friend and recent FC Tech graduate, Juan DiMagiba, brought brochures into work that showcased Franklin Cummings Tech and what they have to offer. The rest of the story is history from there. I was fortunate to learn in the old campus, and I'm even more fortunate and elated to be standing here in this campus, which is such an amazing thing to say, because the access we now have to modern technology, bigger classrooms, and the community around us is truly an amazing thing, and I'm so thankful to everyone here who made this new building a reality. As an older student, I have reservations and doubts about coming back to school, but thanks to the amazing staff and professors here at Franklin Cummings Tech, I've had so many professional and academic achievements over the past 6 months. Thanks to our amazing deans and chairs, I've had the pleasure of attending the Mass Cyber Center AI Forum at the State House. I went to the Axiom Collaborative AI Conference at Harvard and MIT, and I was awarded work study with Franklin Cummings Tech at amazing admissions and financial aid team. I also received both my CompTIA Security Plus certification, and I landed on the Dean's List all in my first semester. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. These are such great feats for a first semester, and I hope to continue this success by obtaining my other certifications, eventually graduating, and carrying all the knowledge and relationships that I've built here into a real-world job. Before I leave you, I want to thank God. I want to thank my lovely mom for being my greatest champion. She's here with us today. I want to thank my family and President Francis, who is amazing at what she does. We couldn't do this without her. I also want to thank my Franklin Cummings Tech family. You all are amazing, and I've never felt more welcomed in my life. Especially my mentor, Professor Margaret Goodwin, Dr. Fatima James, and Dr. Meredith Quinn, who is with us tonight, for continuing to believe in me. Thank you. A special thank you before I leave to all the great minds and donors in this room who made this new building a reality. We are now in our forever home, and it feels amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Soraya. Thank you, Julius, so much for sharing with folks exactly what this building means to you, what the education that you're pursuing means to you. Our college is a unique college among many in the city and in the region, and we're an independent two-year technical college, and we also have this municipal affiliation, and so I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing our mayor, and I want to just take a little time to explain the history of the city's relationship with this institution and our relationship with the city, because it's hand in glove, right? They two go together. So in the codicil to Benjamin Franklin's will, he left 1,000 pounds to the city of Boston, the city of his birth, for two purposes. One, so that folks could pursue a trade without being indentured, because he was indentured to his own brother. That's how he learned printmaking, and then his brother wouldn't let him out of the indentureship. So he ran away to Philadelphia in the cover of night. Really, true story. And he didn't want anybody else to have to go through that. And so the second purpose was for people who already had a trade to hang out a shingle so that they could become entrepreneurs, because he recognized that his success wasn't only through his trade of printmaking, but because he had a print shop. And so fast forward today, and what we have moved from is a revolving loan fund, which some people consider to be the first in the nation, certainly perhaps the first in the Western Hemisphere. And we still deliver on that trade education, the technical education that was at the core of this institution in 1790. And when the folks who ran the fund, the Franklin Fund, decided to close down the microloan function and to establish an institution, a brick and mortar place that education could happen, they actually picked Roxbury, a 5-acre plot in Roxbury. And then there was a bunch of arguing, you know, Boston, we do that. Literally for 12 years, a lot of arguing after that. And so it did not happen. The Roxbury campus didn't happen. And we ended up in the South End with a building that was finished in 1908. So buildings take a long time. They did then, and in some ways this one has now, but it really accelerated. We've had mayoral support because in the bylaws of this institution state that the mayor of Boston is an ex officio member of our board. And from Mayor Menino to Mayor Walsh to acting Mayor Janey to Mayor Wu, our mayors have held that seriously and taken that to heart. I've worked with Mayor Wu the longest, and Mayor Wu, you and your administration have been wonderfully supportive in investing in this development. I know there are other members of the administration who are here. I see Trin Nguyen, who is the representative for the mayor on our board, Shagun Idowu, who is here. There are other people from the city, and I also want to take a moment to acknowledge our city elected officials. My compatriot and our board chair, Ron Dorsey, is going to acknowledge our state elected officials. But counselors, if you're a city councilor who's in the room, I see Councilor Louis Jun, who's here, and Councilor Flynn, who is here. Thank you, Councilor Mejia, who is here. I think Brian Worwell might be here. Yes, thank you so much. And Minyar Culpepper, we are in your district. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are there other counselors who are not listed here? Councilor Murphy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Our Roxbury City Liaison, Aisha Janae, is here. And also, did I forget anybody? If I did, let me know. Charge it to my head and not my heart, as we say in the South. Okay, all right. So, but to get to this point has taken political will, community will. It has taken actual investment from the city and strategic thought and some late night phone calls and lots of help. And so Mayor Wu, I welcome you to the podium and I thank you deeply, deeply, deeply for taking such good care of this institution and for helping us get here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone, and the thanks and the gratitude is all ours for the remarkable leadership of Dr. Francis and the board. Wonderful to see Chair Dorsey, Ron here, and all of the members of the board. And thank you to each and every person who has supported this institution, and however long your affiliation or tenure, the fact that we are here today is a long chain of handing down the baton one after one after one. And I'm very proud and excited to be the mayor that gets to be here as we're crossing the finish line on the building, but know that this was a long time coming. And I want to thank all of my colleagues in government, the city councilors that were mentioned, as well as our state colleagues, so Secretary Jones and Senator Miranda, and I know Representative John Moran wanted to be here and his team is here, State Rep Russell Holmes, and to all of our partners across the business sector, nonprofits. Oh, Rep Fluker Reed, Rep Fluker Reed is here. Thank you for everyone coming together. Oh, and then on the city side, I know I'm going to miss some folks too, but in addition to your board member, our cabinet Chief of Worker Empowerment, Trin Nguyen, and also Chief of Economic Opportunity Inclusion, Shagun Idowu, we have here Chief of Planning, Kairos Shen. I think I saw our Corporation Counsel, Mike Firestone, and Partnerships Chief Stephen Chan in the room, Chief of Housing, Sheila Dillon. Okay, don't make me scan the audience, y'all. Anyway, thank you to everyone who is here. I just was reflecting, coming over here, the conversations, the moments that Dr. Francis and I had about the school and the project, right? And the flashes of memory that came into my mind were sitting together at the Dearborn STEM School on the day that the soon-to-graduate seniors each were gathered in that auditorium, had a special box with Franklin Cummings Tech swag in it, and as they opened the box, they learned that not only was it, I forget if it was a shirt or something in there, but also guaranteed admission and free tuition for Boston Public Schools in that direct partnership. You all have been leaning in since that codicil of the will to the city of Boston, and it means so much to see that connection only deepen over time. And then I had another flash in my mind of sitting in my office as you were at I don't know at what stage in the fork of the roads of all of these projects, and Dr. Francis said, I am an educator, I am an administrator, and now I am becoming a developer. And so to take on all of the hurdles and the twists and the turns and just the sheer determination to see this through at a time scale and at a quality and at a scale that would befit the students of this institution and your faculty and staff. Congratulations and thank you for all that you have done. So thank you to the Roxbury community. From that early on decision that didn't quite happen to here, things have come full circle and wouldn't have without the determination also and the loud and proud support of the community. Everyone on the Roxbury Strategic Master Plan Oversight Committee, everyone who is a neighbor or a neighboring institution who has partnered, including our Boston Public Schools headquarters at the Bowling Building. This is really becoming the educational hub. This is the educational hub of the city of Boston, from lifelong learners, every generation, every opportunity right here, and this is an exciting new development to it. Today is a massive step not only towards making your vision of this campus real, but also towards that vision of Nubian Square and the larger community. For decades, FC Tech has created pathways to success for students from the city of Boston. Not only is enrollment growing, but it's directly connected to our families, to our talent and residents here in the city. Franklin Tech fits perfectly into the community's vision for Nubian Square. Small businesses owned by Roxbury residents hiring Roxbury residents. Housing that creates stability with pathways to home ownership and generational wealth creation. And young people who see that clear pathway blazed right in front of them from the classroom to a well-paying career without having to leave their neighborhood and their city. This is a huge addition to Roxbury, and it will make Nubian the hub of economic activity, of culture, of community, of education, all that it needs to be. Over the past 4 years, we've invested nearly $26 million in Nubian Square through workforce development initiatives from the city. That has been everything from a dramatic expansion of paid youth summer jobs through our summer jobs guarantee, as well as job training and job placements run through our various city departments. We are looking to prepare every one of our residents and every one of our neighborhoods for success and prosperity and health now, but also that longevity into the future. That's why the city has been so proud to invest and deliver co-partnering with Dr. Francis and the team. I want to just name and bring in the leadership of our former Chief of Planning, Arthur Jemison, too, who helped shepherd through a creative way of trying to unlock every possible tool the city of Boston had to give every resource to make this happen as quickly as we could. From construction financing to a task force of city staff, tax incentives for the sale of the previous property, a grant to help support construction moving forward. That is why we are so excited with this project. Meetings every single week to ensure that no corners were cut in the process of building a bigger, better campus in Nubian. And that is why the city has never hesitated and will never give an inch when it comes to showing up for the incredible work that's happening here. While we may be celebrating the culmination of work for this building and this campus, we're just getting started on many of the larger initiatives and partnerships and activity here. From building more affordable housing, creating more home ownership opportunities, to making more space for the arts, this is a huge centerpiece for the city. Just across the street, Richard Taylor and the Nubian Square Ascends team will transform the empty Blair parking lot into a destination. Next week, we're opening the Jean Apollon Expressions Dance Center on Washington Street. This is a neighborhood at the heart of our agenda, because a strong Nubian Square in Roxbury means a strong Boston, and we have a lot more work to do, and now the incredible partners to help do them. So thank you to Dr. Francis and your entire team. Thank you also to our students, to Soraya and Julius, who show us every day what it means. And to Mama and Dad of Soraya and Mama of Julius, thank you for hanging in, supporting your students. We got your students back as well. Let's go bigger and better. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mayor Wu. You're right that this is just such a shared effort and also a family affair. And I'm going to ask my esteemed board chair to join me at the podium, who is known to my kids as Uncle Ron, and to me as my boss at work. My kids are here, my mom and my husband, so you all are also here. I want to also answer a question that folks have asked me about the how. You know, I talked about the how in the sense of all of the partners it took. The general contractors on this project were a joint venture with Delbrook One Way. And One Way is a Roxbury-based firm, and we're the largest project that One Way has done. And so we wanted to make sure, Abraham, if you're here, Abraham, where are you? Okay. He's just yeah, you should come up. And Mike Fish, are you here? Did Mike make it? Mike, thank you. You all, they made this happen. And I also just want to call out the fact that the assistant superintendent on this project, Harry Gonzalez, is a graduate of this college, recent graduate of this college. So I was talking with Harry. I said, what other projects have you done since you graduated in 2002? He's like, just this one. You know, this one the whole time. Ron, take it away.
Sure,
thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our trustees in the house, too.
Thank you. Good afternoon, family. How's everybody? Good. It is so good to have you here. I've got the honor of doing some introductions of some folks that I know you want to hear from, but I've got the wonderful task of also saying thank you as profusely as I know how to say thank you to a number of people. First, I want to say thank you to the best in the business, Dr. Aisha Francis. Everybody in this room knows that Greater Boston is the world's higher ed mecca. There is no one better than Dr. Aisha Francis in a leadership role in the higher ed mecca. So thank you so much for the partnership. Mayor Wu, I want to thank you again. I don't know if you remember this, and some of you may recall, Mayor Wu was our graduation speaker 2 or 3 years ago. This is a public apology, actually, because when she was the speaker, a number of you watched me just chat her up on the front of the stage for about an hour. And I think Aisha said to me after the graduation, thanks for the show. But we talked about the college. We talked about Nubian Square. I appreciated the time, and it may have been an inconvenience for folks in the audience, but won't she do it? So thank you for everything that you've done for us. I want to thank all of you for being here and ask that if you were here for the open house last week, raise your hand. I love it. Welcome back, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. For the folks who were here last week, I want to say thanks for coming back, because you are already establishing this place as a place for gathering. You're establishing that Franklin Cummings Tech will be a place that we invest in this neighborhood, we invest in ourselves, and we invest in the future. So I'm really grateful that you are back here and the doors are always open to you. I'd like to also ask my fellow board members if you will raise your hand, actually stand, if fellow board members will stand real quickly. Dr. Francis gets the shine that she is due. I get way more than I deserve, so I wanted to make sure that the folks who really helped this college move at the governance level, you know who they are as well, and so I want to thank all of you. I'd also like to thank many of our private supporters because we could not have gotten here without you. And this is what we're going to do. I need you to act like you actually wanted to support. That you're proud to support. So when I say your organization or I say your name, say something. You can say present. We are at school, but you can be more vociferous and enthusiastic than that if you would like. So first I'd like to say thank you to the Barr Foundation. Is Barr in the house? All right, I see. I said say something. I see you guys all the time. I know you can talk. All right. The Hamilton Charitable Foundation. All right. The Klarman Family Foundation. The Lynch Foundation. The Cummings Foundation, who not only gave us the most sizable gift in our history, but lent their name to the college. And we also want to make sure you see all of the generous donors who are on the wall downstairs as well. We wanted to make sure that we honored everybody and that there was a memory of everyone who contributed here. I'd also like to point out some philanthropic partners who made important parts of the campus possible. The Liberty Mutual Foundation makes possible the Liberty Level deck on our roof and the Liberty Living Lab, where our students experience hands-on HVAC and renewable energy learning. Let's hear it for Liberty. The beautiful student lounge above us on the 3rd floor came by way of the Yawkey Trust. The Craft Center for Student Success is supported by a generous gift from the Craft family. And the Morse Family Courtyard is made possible through the generous gift of the Morse family, who have been involved with Franklin Cummings Tech for a century. Chris, where are you? Thank you, Chris, and thank your family. I also want to reiterate our thanks to the City of Boston, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Mass Development. Thank you. And Navajit Ball, who is here today. I don't see you, but thanks to Mass Dev. From the remediation of the soil to figuring out other financing challenges, here Mass Dev was with us every step of the way. And the Mass Life Sciences Center, who has walked a long road with us and will journey with us into the future on programming. I also want to recognize State Reps Russell Holmes, my friend, welcome. Brandy Fluker-Reed, again, good to see you. Is Chris Worrell here? I know Brian's here, good to see you, brother. Chris was here at the opening, and we know Chris loves us, so I want to recognize him. I'll say a little bit more about my friend Liz Miranda in a little while. Nick Collins, yep. And our friends from the Department of Higher Ed, Jose Luis Santos and Alex DeMue. And I know I saw them a little bit earlier. This college is one that we know is going to set every student who walks through the door, every resident in Nubian Square who peers through the window, while learning is going on, while we are doing what we do here for success. It will set a vision for this neighborhood. It will set a vision for the city. It will be a platform for future prosperity. The future of the workforce is being born at FC Tech. Because of all of your generosity, because you did more for us, we can do more for students, for Roxbury, for Boston, and for Greater Boston. To talk a little bit about what this institution means to the future of the workforce, I want to introduce somebody who's been a friend for a long time. There are people in your life who are better than you. They order your steps. They make sure you show up as your most powerful self. Lauren Jones, our Secretary of Labor, has done that for me for about 10 years now, and so I'm proud to introduce Massachusetts Secretary of Labor, Lauren Jones.
All righty. Thank you so much, Ron, for that warm introduction. And really want to give another round of applause for President Aisha Francis. Congratulations. I was sitting in the front row here, and so I'm now just standing here seeing the entire room, and standing room only, I think, demonstrating the wide community support that this project has had along the way, and certainly the milestone and celebration that brings everyone all together to continue to advance the amazing work that Franklin Cummings Tech brings to our students, our workforce, and certainly to the community and the Commonwealth. So thank you, Dr. Francis. I know we've given a lot of shout outs and recognition, but I wouldn't be doing right by my role as Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development without recognizing Team Massachusetts, who I know some are here today and some send their regrets, but most especially my partners in our Workforce Skills Cabinet, including Secretary Tutwiler of Education and Secretary Paley of Economic Development. I know Dr. Kirk Taylor of the Mass Life Science Center is here today, and Najib was just recognized for Mass Development. I think I saw her coming in as well. We really appreciate that we have a team from the Healy Driscoll administration helping to support not only the remediation and the nitty-gritty to get us through the development process, but I think as we think about the future talent that continues to come from these new walls as well. Mayor Wu, our city partners, thank you for always teaming up with us on workforce development, and I appreciate my partnership with our colleagues in the state legislature as well. You'll hear shortly from Senator Miranda, and I know Representative Holmes, Luker Reed, and Worrell were also recognized, and Rep. Moran and Senator Collins also I know as well. So thank you for indulging me with that moment. I also just want to make a note. It was funny, last week I received an email from Franklin Cummings Tech. I do read all the different blasts that come through. It's notable, and it marked the 320th birthday of Benjamin Franklin. And I know it's been recognized certainly as a founding father, but the timing of it was very well timed, recognizing today's celebration, but also recognizing our 250th anniversary of when Massachusetts, when Boston really sparked the revolution. And as we think about that spark that first ignited a revolution, and we think about innovation, and I can't help but realize that Benjamin Franklin was an apprentice. And if you've heard me talk, you know I'm going to always talk about apprenticeship, but it also ties to the great work that Franklin Cummings Tech has continued to lean into. And this legacy that Benjamin Franklin has lives on. And it lives on if you walk through, if you see any of the classrooms you had a chance to see, whether you're at the open house or you've had the chance to walk through the building today. This new facility, and through the work of not just registered apprenticeship, but industry recognized credentials. CompTIA was given a shout out by one of our students, Julius, to be able to share just exactly how this can be critical for a role like cybersecurity analyst and beyond. We know that kind of technical training happens right here, and we're so thrilled that there's a new home to be able to have that magic happen as we look to create more opportunities for our future talent. We know that there are so many critical roles within our region right here and the Commonwealth, and that kind of hands-on learning that apprenticeship and industry-recognized credentials offers is the bread and butter of what makes Franklin Cummings Tech work and the recipe for success for creating more job opportunities, like we know we are seeing right here from our students and graduates in clean energy, robotics, automation, construction management, biotech, and more. And I think in doing so, what is even more special about the special sauce here at Franklin Cummings Tech is taking that in-demand need that employers express, combining the on-the-job and technical training and the curricula that happens in these rooms, in this new facility, but also tying it to ensuring that we are delivering a more inclusive, affordable, and career-connected education system that supports individuals, families, people that are growing up right here in our backyard, and connecting them to the job opportunities and the careers that are so vital and important for this region and Massachusetts as a whole. So when Team Massachusetts thinks about our future workforce, we know that it is bright when we look at the amazing students that study here and that continue to graduate from Franklin Cummings Tech, because we want to make sure that we are building a more inclusive workforce, a more diverse workforce, a diverse workforce that reflects our communities, and making sure that they have access and opportunities to be part of the innovation, that revolutionary spirit that was sparked 250 years ago still goes on today in Massachusetts and all of these amazing industries that we lift up. But to know that Franklin Cummings Tech is helping to ensure that we have those bold thinkers, those engineers, the technicians, the amazing talent that will help spark the future innovation that we continue to ignite here in Massachusetts. And I give credit to Dr. Francis for continuing to build on this legacy and ensure this vision continues to come to a reality. But I also look around this room and know that it takes a village, and I definitely think so many people have been recognized throughout this journey, but we also want to make sure that we stay connected to ensure the success of our future talent. We heard from Yashara earlier, Julius. I had the opportunity to meet Mario, who's a second-year apprentice. This facility is opening amazing opportunities, and more opportunities will only continue to grow because of this kind of partnership that is celebrated here today. One of the first opportunities that I had the chance to meet Dr. Francis was through registered apprenticeship. And at the time, Franklin Cummings Tech, then Benjamin Franklin Cummings Institute of Technology, was starting off as a training provider for IT business analysts in registered apprenticeship. And to know that she has led the institution from being a training provider to now integrating registered apprenticeship as part of their curriculum is so incredibly valuable as we look to ensure we have strong partners in both education and beyond to make sure that we're lifting up opportunities for talent today and for the future. So I really want to just take a moment and thank you yet again, Dr. Francis, but thank you, this entire room, as we look to make sure that we are building a brighter and better future for Massachusetts. We know it takes collaboration, and I think the celebration today really underscores the value of collaboration and partnership to make that a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Jones. I've got the privilege of introducing our next speaker. This is somebody I've known for a long time and have called a friend. I've admired your leadership so much. Before you were a state senator, you were already a force for good and progress in this neighborhood. And so we're happy to move into your district so that we can take the most advantage of all of that leadership. I think all of you know Senator Liz Miranda. I'm also happy to say she shares a birthday with my wife. So, yeah, there are a couple of tweets that go back and forth and text messages on that day. So, State Senator Liz Miranda, I welcome you to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm a little emotional. I think it's the cancer in me. Before I begin my remarks, I just think we've thanked you already, but for being my friend, for being my soror, I don't think you guys understand. Well, maybe this room does understand, but being a college president is really hard. But being a Black woman college president is that much harder, and I think we all should put our hands together for you. I've been at this since the beginning with you, when you weren't even president, and nothing happens in our world without vision, and especially without fortitude, and we know something about that fortitude. Don't cry, because I can't hold it together. The over 40, it's the over 40. I'm feeling a little hot right now, you know. But I want to thank my city and state colleagues. We say this all the time, but nothing really happens alone. all of us are working together to make not only our city better, our state better, and so that we can lead the nation in providing opportunity. Today is not just about a building. New buildings have a way of making communities feel better, but it's about hope and transformation. And for me, being a Roxbury girl, we've waited a really long time. We've waited a really long time for Nubian Square to begin its renaissance. I can remember being a child walking through the dark side of OP. It's now Orchard Gardens, like the late Valley Shelley would like to remind me. Going to wash my clothes at Bailey's, getting a plate of Chinese food at Peking House when it wasn't $20+, hanging out in down Dudley and using the payphone to answer my beeps and my beeper, just so I could get some home fries at Joe's and then go on, finally, to my high school at the John D. O'Brien. And we've seen this community at its highest, and we've seen this community at its lowest. And to know that this institution is going to be here at the start of this renaissance while we're in office, I can't think of a better gift to the children of this community and the elders who worked a really long time to make sure that this could happen. Today is also about dreams. It's about imagination. For so long, young people from Nubian Square, or young people that were coming from Cleary Square, or Mattapan Square, or Hyde Square, were told that they wanted opportunity in our city, they had to leave their neighborhoods. They had to leave home, they had to leave their communities, they had to leave the very places that molded them and raised them. Today, this story changes. The opening of Franklin Cummings Tech Nubian Square campus means that kids that were born and raised here can now get an education right here. And kids that get on buses that come through here, the over 40,000 people, both adults and children, can now see this building as a testament of opportunity. They can imagine a future for themselves without feeling like they have to go somewhere else to build it. And that really matters, especially as Nubian Square experiences this renaissance that I am talking about. We see new energy in the square, new businesses. My next door neighbor growing up, if you get a chance, go to Pure Green, a mom of 3 just opened up a shop here months ago. There's new spaces, there's music, there's culture, there's gathering, and there's joy for the first time in a really long time. But the renaissance is only real if it includes the people who've always been here. They don't have to get pushed out. Nubian Square needs more institutions like this, places that anchor us, that where opportunity and talent can grow and where progress does not leave our families behind. So hundreds of youth and adults will now be able to further their education. And you're right, Mayor, it's feeling like a hub. We have Madison Park, we have the John D. O'Brien, we have RCC, and now we have Franklin Cummings Tech. No longer can businesses say we can't find Black and brown talent. Okay? And I don't know about you, you know, Rep. Holm likes to talk about this. I hate pumping millions of dollars into institutions that are meant to give access and opportunity to everybody in the Commonwealth, and them coming back to us that we just couldn't make the mark. They get to gain hands-on skills that lead to real careers, real stability. That's why I'm so proud that I was able, with my colleagues in the state government, to secure over $1 million in a state budget over the last 2 years for scholarships. Aisha came to me, she's like, Liz, we need a little bit of money. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, I thought she was gonna come with like 100,000. She was like, we need like $1 million. And I was like, you know, the first year I was like, I don't know if we can do $1 million, but let's do 500,000. And I just want to give credit to Chairs Michaelwitz and Rodriguez because they believed in that vision. And we'll talk about the uniqueness of that later. But when we secured that $500,000, a year later, Aisha came to me and said, you want to know what that $500,000 did? Oftentimes when the state puts money in things, we might not get the right numbers. And she said 197 students. 197 students. 197 families got the opportunity of seeking an education without it being a burden. And that's incredibly important. So we did it again. And we hopefully will do more as the years come, because this institution graduates more Black and brown young men than any other institution in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And in closing, you know, the 197 and the 500,000, now it's been doubled, so I'm going to say 400 students. It makes sure that they can go to school here and get an opportunity to get a good job right in the communities where they live, and they're raising their own families. Because many of the students here are not just students that are coming out of our high schools, they're adults that are returning back to get into a meaningful field in our state. So today we're not just cutting this ribbon. I want you to imagine opening more doors. I want you to think about planting more roots. And we're saying loud and clear to everybody, I know y'all listening or watching, that Nubian Square's future belongs to the people who were born here, who are raised here, who go through here, who have fought for here, and continue to believe that community can be what they imagine it to be. So congratulations. And I want to say welcome home to the 02119.
Well, folks, as you can see, this is a special place. I'm so grateful to our elected officials, to my friends. I, consider myself to be a sister in service, although I am not running for anything. I never have, but we are really, really lucky in the Commonwealth to have the opportunity for public-private partnership that helped to build something like this. So our speaking program is over. I do want to just give a couple of notes on what's next. We are going to have some ceremonial photos for ribbon cutting. I just asked that our several elected officials have to leave, and so we're just going to make a beeline and do that. The tours will start, and if you are a tour leader, I'm going to ask if you could please meet at this stairwell right here. So if you are a tour leader, go there now. And then if you're interested in taking a tour, members of my team will take you while we're doing a couple of ceremonial photos. Okay. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.